Shalom, everyone. Shalom, shalom. It's already 2 a.m. here in Israel, the night after we said goodbye to June 16th. It's the beginning of June 17th. We will do this as an update for June 16th. Big news are coming now from America. Trump is tweeting and saying a few things that might give us a clue or a hint that America is going to join the attacks in Iran. He just mentioned that everyone should evacuate Iran and said a few more things. Then the White House is retweeting it, so it's kind of like interesting news. And I want to begin maybe before I'm giving you some details about a feeling that I have. Some people telling me, Yoav, I wish I was here with you in Israel. And I tell you, I understand it. I really understand it. Some people say you're crazy. It's a war. Get out of here. We, I grew up with this feeling of the Iranian threat on my neck. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and I remember that this threat was always, from TV, from terror attacks. If it's in Argentina, if it's not only against Jews all the time and against Israel, it was also against America. They were the revolution guards were involved with a lot of attacks around the world. 80% of terrorism around the world is connected to them and their money. Most of their money, from the Iranian poor Iranians' money, is going to terrorism. So we're living now in just great moments here in Israel, and there's kind of like on one hand a lot of fear from what's going to happen. On the other hand, just again this feeling of it's big things happening, and thank God we are on the right side, and thank God we have such amazing people that prepared everything for, I believe, over 20 years of preparation. Just today, Netanyahu gave kind of a speech, and he said that we damaged half of the Iranian drones that were supposed to be launched towards us. They have these Mashhad drones that the Russians are using against the Ukrainians, and we damaged them by strikes. But also, he gave a little hint that, like it was the pager attack on steroids, which means we planted something in them that doesn't let them work well. So again, the Israeli brain is working already for years to plan this crazy situation that about 1,000 miles from Tel Aviv, there are Israeli airplanes all the time in the air, and making sure that all the threats towards here will be destroyed, if possible, before they leave. Um, um, that's crazy. I mean, think of this planning for years, and just the amount of fuel, and the agents on the ground, and all the intelligence, all these people that the leadership of Iran, of the leadership of the Revolutionary Guards, and their locations, and how to get which rocket, which ammunition to use, and make sure that the airplanes always constantly dominate the skies of Tehran. And that's crazy. Don't forget that it's just Tehran is about 1,000 miles. There's another 500 miles away to cross Iran to the east. Yesterday, Israel bombed in the city of Mashhad, a base that I mentioned yesterday. That was they were developing. We know today they were developing ballistic missiles that could get to Europe and maybe even to the east coast of America, New York. These were the big plans of the Iranians, and Israel could not let it happen. So big things are happening. I will go back to our update. Unfortunately, in the past 24 hours, last night after I recorded my update, we had to run to the shelters again. Um, Another massive, brutal attack on Haifa. 3 people got killed, and in the center of Israel, 5 more. Total of 8 and 100 injured. Big attack. And these rockets are the rockets that penetrate through the defense systems of Israel. If you saw the video and picture I posted here on the WhatsApp group of the interceptions that happens out of the atmosphere, these rockets are not coming here. They just intercept out of the atmosphere by the amazing arrow system. And sometimes it's not 100%, and unfortunately, few rockets hit the ground, And in this case, last night it was also brutal, and people got injured and were killed, unfortunately. So that's part of our fear. Obviously, we're dealing with a machine that was built to destroy us, and we have to destroy it. So it's kind of like crazy, crazy things happening. I want to encourage you all again to ask questions and send questions so I can reply on them. I will also update that Israel today hit the national TV building of the revolutionary forces, um, which actually cause a lot of demoralization of of the regime, and that's what Israel is trying to achieve. On one hand, to destroy the nuclear capabilities, the ballistic missiles that are aiming on us that are also brutal, and also, if happens, also not to let this kind of regime to to recover and rebuild it, and encourage the more liberal Iranians, or the Iranians that can take over Iran and bring Iran to be great again, to take over. That's something that is not part of the goals of the war, but obviously will be an extra achievement if it happens. So we won't have the threat of the destruction towards Israel that they've been constantly aiming. Um, so this was mainly today. There were a lot of attacks. We don't know what exactly being attacked. Definitely, there's one um, um, nuclear facility in Ataz and Isfahan that were attacked severely. It seems like Israel can't destroy the one in Purdue, and this is why we need American weapon and capabilities that we don't have. Maybe if America will join, um, it will be finished forever. Um, Again, think of it: if this threat is over, and there will be big agreements in the Middle East, and it can really lead to a time without wars over here, and it can help finish the Gaza war and bring the hostages back. We still have 53 of them, um, and it can bring for us personally a lot of years to work well in tourism and host you over here and show you this wonderful land. So we really pray that it will happen as soon as possible. Life here in Israel, again, there's a lot of tension. There's the kids are studying from distance. We call it through via Zoom, and it's giving us a lot of things to be dealing with. They don't have their daycares and schools. A lot of businesses are closed, and airspace is all closed, so people can't come back and can't come in. But it's going to reopen soon. On Wednesday, they're going to start bringing back Israelis, and I believe so. As the moment the war will over, everyone will come back here because that's the place to be. I hope you will come as well. I would just say that people ask me how is it work with the alerts, and you may saw some of the videos I posted earlier about the siren. Before we getting the siren, we actually today we have kind of like news talking that they are getting ready to shoot. Then there is about a 9 minutes alert that actually goes to all of the phones to make you ready. If you need to move and go like us, we need to run to the neighbors. And then there's a siren. When the siren comes, you have a minute and a half before what's supposed to hit you or towards your direction will hit. Um, that when we get to the siren, it's a bit scary, and we're trying to avoid it lately and to go to the safe room before, because the siren is really loud where we live. Right behind me is the tower with the speakers. It's very loud. So again, thank you everyone. Hope to see you. Hope if you have ideas of jobs for summer for me, that's my commercial break for every day. You're more than welcome to send some offers. Lecturing, teaching Hebrew, being a driver or something. Here in Israel, the summer is not going to be very fruitful in this case, and we need to sustain the house. But I believe that from September we'll come back with tourism, and I hope you guys will come visit. I will update more as updates are coming. I believe we will have some interesting updates coming. Ask me questions. Stay in touch. See you tomorrow.